Hello and welcome, Crystal. I am so excited you are here and that you're going to share with us all about your experience in Job Joy for Entrepreneurs. So, before we get started, will you quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Crystal Shadwell. I'm a Canadian participant in your program. We've been working together for almost a year now, which is unbelievable. I myself am a coach who is working on launching a coaching business. I am a student affairs professional working also in the higher education space where I've been for over a decade now. And yeah, I an inaugural member of this incredible program.
Yes, I love it. And one thing that is really special about your story, and that, is the reason I even created this program, is so many people start with the Find Your Job Joy program, right? Job search, general career happiness. And throughout that process, they realize, wait, I want to do something else for myself. I want to be an entrepreneur or at least have a side hustle. And that was really how Job Joy for Entrepreneurs was born, from that need. And so I know we work together with that, but if you can take us back to like right before you signed up for this program, for the entrepreneur program, where were you at? What was going on? How are you feeling?
So just like you said, right, I had gone through the Find Your Job Joy program and had all sorts of newfound clarity on the fact that there was something more for me out there. And it was something that had always been said to me, people in my circle, people in my life saying like, you should be launching your own initiative. Like your reach can be bigger than the institution that you work for. So I was actively ignoring all of those people, but then through us working together, I couldn't ignore it anymore. So I came into the Job Joy for Entrepreneurship program looking for some support on figuring out, okay, if I'm going to do this, like, how is it going to work? Still having a very full-time job that I loved also. I wasn't trying to leave that job. So trying to figure out if I'm going to launch this business, how does it fit for where I am right now? What are the pieces and the tools that I can take and use and create to launch this thing? But again, where does it fit in my life in today's moment? And just, yeah, I think finally, finally willing to listen to all the people who told me that there was more for me out there. And then looking for the support on actually how to shape that and how to make it come to fruition.
Yeah, beautiful. I can really relate to that. I resisted coaching for years. I even was writing for a career blog, but no, I wasn't going to be a coach. And then it happened, right? That's somehow, right, with your destiny. It'll come after you until you finally give in. Which, speaking of that, we are in the last month of Job Joy for Entrepreneurs. I cannot believe it. So,
Well,
in 6 months, we're in month six. Tell us, in this relatively short amount of time, what have you accomplished? Where are you now?
well, I've launched my business.
Woo!
So yeah, I don't think that I realized that, I was as ready as I was. I think it came together pretty quickly. And it was nice because I've launched it in a space where it's right now a side hustle and it's comfortably fitting as a side hustle. So I've developed and launched this really incredible program for women who have just graduated from university or college. They're, looking to endeavor into that oh so daunting adult world, and I'm helping them land on their feet. So we've launched the business, which is super exciting. And now it's, even though we're still working through the program, and even though I launched, I guess, 6 weeks ago now,
Yeah.
and I'm in my working the business, but then still going through the program to think about, okay, I know where it is right now, but like, where can it go and what can it become? And that's also a pretty exciting space to be in right now, to be thinking about. It may just be small right now. It may grow into something bigger that's going to flip the scales on what becomes the side hustle. I don't know, but I think I'm still in a bit of state of shock that it's happened. Like, it's all actually happening, and it feels easier than I expected, and it's so fulfilling and it's so exciting. So now that we are almost done the program, I will also wrap up my first launch of this entrepreneurship experience, and then have the tools to kind of like revisit that and look at that and then grow from there.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, that is so special, right? To launch your business, to figure out your first group program, get people enrolled, all by the way, without even having like an official coach online presence, right? And then now you have a couple weeks left, right? Which is kind of meta that you launched and are doing your program as we're finishing up this program, which is just so much fun.
So much
Um,
fun.
so tell me, what were either your favorite parts of the program or maybe surprising parts, anything that sticks out to you?
Totally. I think definitely one of the greatest things about the program is that the information's given to you that you can take what you need right now, and it's not presented in a way that it's like overwhelming, like I have to do all of this in this moment, like you said, right? Like without having this official coaching presence online, or without having like a lead magnet or all those different pieces. So I
Uh-oh,
think
you're throwing in entrepreneur terms. You love it.
clearly I've drank the Kool-Aid. So right, that piece that like you've given us so many different tools to work with, but it's been presented in a way of like right now these are the ones I need, but now like I'm using those actively, but I have this whole other arsenal in my tool belt, like ready, I'm ready to use them, which has been really nice. So it doesn't feel overwhelming. It doesn't feel like you have to do everything before you can start, because you can just take what you need right now and jump into it.
Yeah.
Um, Also, obviously, like looking at the journey of other entrepreneurs and having that community, like we're a pretty awesome girl gang of
It's
support.
amazing. And you're all in very different spaces,
Yeah.
which is so much fun, right? We've got one woman who has like physical products that she does. We've got a VA. We've got a marketing consultant. You're a coach. Like, just what a beautiful mixture, and how you can all learn from each other.
And that's the thing, like you can still, even if your businesses are so different, even if you're in different parts of your journey, like we're all still learning from each other. And I think like in the moments when like we have wins, it motivates everyone else. And in the moments when we struggle, like it's reassuring of like, okay, I'm not the only one who's struggling. And it's cool because like, you know, one week someone comes and is totally struggling, and then the next week they show up and they've had a huge win and someone else is struggling. And it's this kind of like reciprocity of all just being in the journey together, which is really special as well. And you leading us through that. And even though we may face a similar struggle in a different week, like it's all very still individualized to us, which is nice. And like we get what we need out of it. So that is also such a special part of it, because we're all so invested in each other's success, which is awesome.
I love that. Being an entrepreneur can be lonely, right? Especially when you come from corporate and you're used to having a team, you have a manager to run things by, right? You're not alone. And then it's like all of that's taken away, right? When you go out on your own, but it doesn't have to be that way. So I love that you brought that up.
Yeah.
And let's see, what advice would you give to someone who is watching this now? They've made it through to whatever minute we're at, and they're considering Job Joy for Entrepreneurs.
Well, obviously just do it. Like,
Just
jump
do
in.
it.
Yeah, easy enough. Obviously, like for me, like having someone like you, Kristen, who's such a mentor in this, like it's convenient that you're a coach and I'm a coach. Like, but I think even like the people in our program who aren't coaches, like to know that I can look at you as an example of like someone who has done this, and the way that you present the material to us, it all just feels so much more comfortable. Like a lot of people have like, you know, like resistance around a lot of this, like you say, like being on your own, like the financial piece, the salesy piece, like all those different pieces. So I think this is a really safe space to do it, and you have an amazing role model and mentor in Kristen to do it. There's a million and one programs out there. We all know that. Like you accidentally click on something once and then that's all you ever see.
You see all the ads for all the programs.
Yeah. So you could sign up for like a million and one other programs, but we've all been victim of that, where like you sign up for this free thing, that free thing, and you never look at it. But the way that this program is presented actually makes it manageable and actually makes it, yeah, like motivating and doable and all that stuff. So if anyone's considering it, I would say, yeah, it's well worth. I don't even remember what the investment was. Like it's so not even a factor in the like
I love
experience.
that.
But yeah, I think so. Investing in yourself, I always am a huge advocate of, but doing it in a space with someone who has such great experience in it also makes a really big difference. So
Yeah. I love that you bring that up. And we even talk about how do you figure out which courses do you want to take, right? Because once you start in this, there's a million shiny objects. Do I need Facebook ads? Do I need an Instagram person, right? What's the next sales strategy thing, right? And so how do you make sure to stay focused on just the next step ahead? There was something else I wanted to say. Let me think if it'll come back. Hmm.
It's so much goodness. I'm sorry.
So much goodness. Well, if it comes back, I will throw it in. But one more thing while we're here, and I know you're going to build out your website. You might do a bunch of things, but I know you love Instagram. So if someone wants to connect with you, where can they find you on Instagram?
Yeah. So my Instagram page is my personal page, but also the program that kind of, I'm the coach. So that's what you get on Instagram. So I'm pretty sure I'm at C Shadwell 24.
Yep.
So lots of good wisdom comes through that. And sometimes I am sharing tips and tricks that are the demographic I work with. Sometimes it's just other moments of clarity that I think can be really helpful. And sometimes it's just random life stuff like this baby that I'm also growing and my husband and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely, yeah, that's where you can find me.
Yeah, and I love that you brought that up. I wasn't going to bring it up in case you didn't want me to, but that's another like really special thing because you have access to this, and as your life changes, right, you get to see, do I want to grow the business, while I'm kind of not doing the corporate thing, or have some combination. And I just remembered what the thing was that I was going to tell you, or that I was going to say. When you said you like the way the course was set up,
Mm-hmm.
this is not just her opinion. This is her expertise. This woman creates courses. Yes?
Yes, award-winning course creator at a post-secondary institution. I am. That is officially a thing. I won a big award this year. So yes, as
Yeah.
a fellow content creator, as a fellow course creator, it is built in a very good way. And yes, as you say, I'm building a business, building a baby all at once. So that's also a great thing to recognize. Like you can do this at any time in your life. Like if I can manage this through my first trimester, anyone can manage it.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Full-time job, growing a baby, growing a human being, right?
Yeah,
And birthing a business before you even birth the baby. Awesome.
exactly.
I love it. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Crystal. I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to see what else is in store for you.
Thanks
I'll
so
talk
much,
to
Kristen.
you. Bye.